Hey guys, back. We're going to talk about a couple things as it pertains to continuing to schedule. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen here. Got another assistant coach here in the other room, so if he jumps in, he'll be contributing. Okay, so the other day we talked about this right here. We called it an annual plan, or kind of a smaller annual plan for the situation that we find ourselves in. Transitioning athletes back to campus. Today, what I'd like to do is talk about a block plan. Okay, so a block plan may be like a 4-week plan, an 8-week plan, a 1-week plan, however you want to set it up within that. So going back to this right here, this goes for an entire period of time. So most of the time it's going to be a 52-week kind of annual plan like this. Okay, the other day we mentioned in a talk like this is a 20-week annual plan or long-term plan. A block plan may be like this 3-week section right here, maybe this 4-week section right here. It's really common for us to plan in 4-week phases. That allows us to ramp up slowly without having massive spikes and increases in workload. And then it allows us to have a deload week, potentially that week 4, before we start another block. So if you sequence these, they sometimes run in about a month span too, but sometimes they really complement each other well if we go 4 weeks. So one thing we can do is we can plan this out just like we had mentioned in the past. Okay, and then I can look a little bit more granularly. Okay, so I want to think big picture, so a little bit more narrow. So let's imagine this phase right here, we've completed it, or we're nearing completion, and we're getting ready to plan this next 4-week section. So the section that's orange. Okay, so in here, from a large scale perspective, we may like merge and center. We may talk about certain things here with different goals. Guys in the weight room, they're going to have specific goals here on field, on court, wherever we may be. We have specific technical and tactical areas of emphasis that we're working on here. And then we've got all of our sports performance unit involved. And this was from a past video that we can reference back. But now let's say I really want to get deep into what's occurring this day, because on this large scale plan, it's just thinking big picture. What we can do now is go into a block plan. So let's say we're only working with these 4 weeks here, okay? And we'll just kind of color that yellow. Let's say we're looking at this 4-week block here. Now what we have now is this being 1 week, 2nd week, 3rd week, and 4th week. Now we can do a lot of different things, and I will emphasize and say again, this is a template. You can take it, run with it however you want. If you want to delete the weekends, if you want to delete a certain day, if you want to add, more rows, we certainly can do that. I'll tell you what we can do. We could actually imagine we have this, and then this section, I have like date, load, whatever it is, and I can put emphasis. But what if these are just like areas of emphasis? So maybe this area here is on field. This is training environment, and then we'll call this, tactical or game study. These terminology, whatever we want to use, they'll be dependent on what you use with your athletes. It's completely up to you. But then what I can do in here is, let's say Monday may be, I'm going to on field, we're going to go over corrections from last week. Maybe we could be talking about fundamental drills. Maybe I do things every single day, and every week I hit them one time, and that may go here. And then maybe continue introducing my tactical areas of my game. Okay, and then I go to Tuesday. I'm going to have my every drills or fundamentals. whatever you call them, just like we had here with fundamental drills. Maybe you call them everyday drills. And then I'm basically just kind of talking here. Maybe this day is heavy, an area that we're working on where it's like skill development in worst case situations. And I just kind of planning it like that. Okay, so from a training perspective, let's say, we're still off season. So let's say we're going to train upper. All right, let's go lower, upper, off, lower, upper. So then, like in the last video, we talked about this being a 4-day split or high-low sequencing with the central nervous system. Maybe that's kind of how you set it up. And then once I have that emphasis, maybe I start to kind of get even more specific. And I say, this is going to be my power. And then I go power clean. Then I go my squats. It could be front squat. And then maybe put in a press, something like that. It could be a vertical press, or maybe I'm calling it a military. But basically, what you kind of get my gist here. It's allowing us to get a little bit more granular. Now, the thing is here is maybe I'm not even putting specific rep totals. Maybe I'm not talking about yards or even drills that I'm working on. Maybe I am. But what this allows me to do is really plan things out. So then when I do zoom back out, I can quickly assess, okay, I hit this on this day on this day, this day on this day. I have clear days off here. Maybe Sunday's a day off. Maybe I want to add rows. Maybe I want to put a row in here for recovery. Okay, it could be anything like that. Okay, but basically this is a block plan. What it's allowing us to do is to take what we've done from a long-term perspective here and then put it horizontally in more of a calendar-like format for me. Now, the thing is too, a lot of people may not need a block plan. A lot of people may be able to just go down through here and plan everything out on one, and that's fine too. But using a block plan can kind of help us follow our principles of going wide scale, looking at things from a long range picture or very broadly, and then getting a little bit more detail. Now, what may follow this, maybe within this, after I get a general picture, I potentially look at a week plan. So then when each one of these drills, I'm going to really, really break down different areas within that day in regard to the goal, emphasis area. And the neat thing too is, like I mentioned, and not everybody may like a block plan. And maybe we jump straight from the annual plan over to the week plan, and that's fine too. But the biggest thing is we just want to make sure that we have a plan for everything that we're doing. Okay, so today we were talking about a block plan. It's a part of a bigger concept of just planning. We think broad and we work down. It's like a funnel. Okay, we think very broad scale, general, and we get very specific. As long as we're doing that and we're working backwards toward where we want to get, and we're working on closing the gap from where we are now until where we need to be later on, we're going to be in a great situation. Block planning, we will continue this here soon. Thanks, guys.